can see that I have made a connection to the server 1 machine, and I am connecting remotely using the PuTTY SSH client. And again, I'm doing this just because it's a lot easier to be able to manipulate the font size, so you can see what is happening, rather than on those block terminals. Even with a minimal install, the Open SSH server is installed and running by default. So it's very easy to connect, but of course networking has to be up and running. And you might find that during the installation, the network worked during the installation, but it might not work after the installation. Let's take a look. Obviously, mine is working at the moment. I have started mine by IP address show. We can see that we have got 3 network cards. We can kind of ignore the first one, hello, because that's just the local loopback address, and that's used for local connectivity only. And then we have 2 and 3. Number 2 is, if you like, our first real network card, and that's connecting to the NAT network. And network card 3 is connecting into our host only network. The IP address we can identify within the configuration as the ENET address. So we have got a 10 address range here where we're connecting into the NAT network, and we have got 192 network here where we're connecting into the host only network. You should see something similar. If you're not seeing those addresses for one or more cards, what we can do is Control L, use NMCLI connection, just con and show. Looking at the results there, we see the connections that we have. If one of those connections isn't up or isn't showing us our IP address, we can up arrow K and do con up and then NP0S3, up arrow K and do the same for SH. So this just brings both of those interfaces up. If they are not currently up, and then of course checking back with our IP address show, we should now be able to see that they are connected to the network. But of course we need to make sure that this happened all of time, so we can go through and run this very carefully. You can see that I am running as root. We will need this to run nmcli command. We're also going to connect and edit the configuration file. So as root we run sed -a does our in place edit, and we are going to be searching for a string. So we're going to be substitute the string on boot equal no, and then forward slash uppercase again on boot equal yes, and then forward slash. So we're searching for the string on boot equal no, and we are going to replace it with the second string on boot equal yes. What we're typing here is a case sensitive, and we must not have any additional spaces. And then we have got the 3 forward slashes acting as our separators, and we are going to work on the file /etc our path separator, our forward slash in Linux sysconfig, and we can use tab complete, but there is just type it syscon and then tab, and the rest of it should complete if we're typing correctly. And then network. Again, I'm just going to, once I have got my network BD, type tab and then minus and tab again, network scripts, EFCPG tab and then A and tab and then S3. So allow the tab completion to work with you. We're going to make less mistakes this way. With this set, and I will leave it on the screen for a while so you can double check that you're running as root. And we have got exactly the same information right in here. Once you're ready, we can hit enter. Now you might see it's a little bit troublesome doing this, but when we go to edit the second file, I just backspace past the tree and then replace the tree with an 8. Again, just so we're certainly, I will leave this on the screen for a little while, but it's the same command as we were running before, just replacing the tree with the 8, and we are going to make the same change to this file. We should be able to check by running grep. Grep can search for text in a file, and if we go through and search for input, that's all I will search for. But again, I don't need to specify the complete path to the file. I will just look at the last argument. The last argument was that long path through to my sh file, and hit enter, and we see that we have got input yes in that configuration file. We are parakate changed to tree. Hit enter, we have got input yes. This doesn't matter about the extra code there. One was set for me during the installation, the other had not been set during the installation. The codes are optionals that enable networking, and of course we need to set up something similar on the server S2. Once we have done that, on server 1 we're going to be looking at the installing some additional software and installing our graphical environment. Once we have got our graphical environment in place, then we can go through and install our desktop additions. So, the drivers for the VirtuaBox, I will see you back very soon for this.